This is Matthew Cratter from Trader University, and today I want to talk about my favorite momentum stocks for this week. If you're interested in learning trading strategies that work in the current difficult markets, or if you just want to see what I'm trading or investing in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So we're currently in the most bullish part of the year, as I've been talking about. October through the end of April is generally regarded as the most bullish time of the year. Then you have this saying that is sell in May and go away, come back around October or Halloween. And so we're in this very nice period. The S&P 500, SPY is the ETF. It's trading above the blue line, which is the 50-day moving average, which itself is above the red line, the 200-day moving average. This is how we measure uptrends. And when you see all the indices, including the QQQs, showing a similar pattern, and now the small caps, IWM, is the Russell 2000 ETF. This has just had a tremendous rise in the last couple of months as people become more hopeful about the economy opening back up as the vaccine gets distributed. So we have a very bullish backdrop here where the indices are trending well, and as a result, it can be a very good time for momentum stock trading. What I'm about to share with you is just some of the names on my full momentum stocks list, which I update a couple times a week and which is available to subscribers at Trader University Premium. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end. But for now, I just wanted to talk about what's working in the market. And I thought I'd start in a different place. I don't normally talk about ETFs, but I'm going to show you some of my favorite ETFs that are behaving very well like momentum stocks. You can use these ETFs, or you can look inside of them, find the components, the individual components, and trade them as well. Let's start with the 3D printing ETF from ARK. This is PRNT. Been moving up quite sharply, especially since the election. ARK is basically on fire. They've been doing so well for the last year or so. ARKK is their main ETF. Just a beautiful looking chart, fairly low volatility, and Kathy Wood is obviously a very smart person. Another ETF I like, ESPO. This is the gaming and esports ETF. I just see such a long runway for this, especially in the wake of COVID and people are moving their lives more and more online, seeing even more adults gaming. It's no longer just for kids or teenagers. It's not really my sort of thing, but I can respect it. It's a huge market. I believe e-gaming, video gaming, is still bigger than gambling, at least the last time I checked. Two more ETFs that are somewhat related. There's the NASDAQ Biotech ETF, IBB. Very nice chart. I like this as a long-term investment as well. IHI is another one that you can treat as a momentum stock, a little less volatile and also a good long-term investment. Obviously, none of this is investment advice. You should check with your financial advisor before taking any action. And it's also very important to trade these with a stop loss. I like to use the 20-day moving average or the 50-day moving average, or just pay attention to the price action. If we get a sharp reversal, something like Twitter, for example, when they kick Trump off the platform, obviously Trump is a huge driver of traffic on Twitter. The stock has really suffered since then. You can see that it's closed below the 50-day moving average. And it's also showing a lot of red bars here, a lot of red candlesticks. So this is why it's very important not to fall in love with momentum stock names, but to react to the price action. I like to see stocks that are hitting new all-time highs or new 52-week highs because there's less overhead selling pressure of people who've gotten trapped in it. Here's another ETF I really like, the cybersecurity ETF, HACK, HACK. We've talked about this a couple times in the past few months. And finally, two cannabis ETFs. There's MJ, which is obviously short for marijuana. This one has had a nice moving average crossover where the 50-day moving average crossed above the 200-day moving average, showing very good price action. The only problem I have with an ETF like this is that there's a lot of overhead resistance. There are a lot of sellers who are probably happy to get back at break even, who've been trapped in this. So that's one problem with this one. Still probably a decent long-term investment. I think there's a decent chance that cannabis is legalized at the federal level under the new Biden administration. MSOS is a way to play that. That's a pure U.S. cannabis ETF. This one has just been on fire, quite far away from the 50-day moving average. Still tradable with a stop, whether you wanted to use 44 or 42 or 40 as a stop. I would say that if it fills this gap here, this gap from January 5th through January 6th, that would definitely be a bearish sign and could be a reason to get out. So you don't always have to use the 50-day moving average, especially if it's very far away from the price. That being said, sometimes when you're very far away from the 50-day moving average, it can be a little bit more dangerous. Two other stocks I wanted to draw your attention to. Mercado Libre, we've been talking about this for a while. I don't know what happened to there's my 50-day moving average line. This breaking to new all-time highs. This is the kind of chart you want to see. This is just a brilliant chart where it's moving up on fairly low volatility, staying above the 50-day moving average, and breaking to new all-time highs. Another surprising name that's been doing really well, which really shows you that the more that changes, the more this stays the same. Goldman Sachs, obviously, it actually rallied right after Trump was elected. It's rallying after Biden was elected. And I'm just happy to see that we re-elect Goldman Sachs as president of the United States every year, every 4 years, in addition to the Federal Reserve. Obviously being ironic there, but this just goes to show you we should really expect more of the same. It almost doesn't matter who is president, because the central bankers, the investment bankers, the kind of people who work at Goldman Sachs and move seamlessly between the think tanks and the economics departments and the Federal Reserve and the investment banks and the private equity banks, they all are in on whomever is president, and obviously trying to have his ear. So the market likes Goldman Sachs. Interesting to see the financials starting to break out here. XLF would be the ETF, and there are other obviously names like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and some of the other investment banks doing very well with all the IPOs as well. Obviously, we're going to have huge boondoggle spending. The budget deficits will continue. And this is good for the big banks to the extent they provide financing to it. Finally, wanted to finish with, obviously, crypto and Bitcoin is just really the place to be right now. We'll start with a couple stocks. SQ Square, just a long-term favorite of mine, done really well. PayPal, PYPL, very similar looking chart. And proxy for Bitcoin, we've just learned that I believe it was Morgan Stanley took a 10 or 11% position in MicroStrategy, which is really, it's a software company, but it's in the process of turning itself, it seems, into a Bitcoin ETF. They moved all their cash into Bitcoin, and they've also raised quite a bit of debt. I believe it was $600 million worth of debt, and they plowed that into Bitcoin as well. This is one we were talking about earlier, actually the middle of 2020. And it's really been a great way to participate in Bitcoin for those who cannot own Bitcoin itself. Finally, obviously, Bitcoin, I spend so much time talking about it, I don't even need to mention it here. Very good looking chart. We've entered sort of a violent consolidation period, but I think it's only a matter of days, if not weeks, until we start seeing new highs on Bitcoin as well. Ethereum breaking out here. I still need to do a video on ETH. I don't like it as a long-term investment as I do Bitcoin. I think you can hold Bitcoin for 20 years. Ethereum, much more experimental, but it's hard to ignore this kind of price action. Really beautiful breakout here. I believe we're at all-time new highs here, or at least very close. If you want to see my full list of momentum stocks, I would encourage you to subscribe to Trader University, and you'll get access to this list of stocks. That's basically the list that I keep on my desk on a piece of paper, on a pad of paper. And whenever I have time for swing trading or day trading or multi-week trading, multi-week swing trading, this is the pool that I fish in for good momentum stocks. And it's always interesting to update this. I try to update it once or twice a week and see which sectors are doing well, which sectors are pulling back. Obviously, we've seen a pullback in the FANG stocks, and this rally has sort of diversified into some lesser well-known names, as we've talked about today. But if you want to get full access to this, in addition to getting access to all of my courses, all 15 courses, which includes an advanced course on momentum stocks, a course on day trading, as well as my flagship course, which was really for beginners and will take you from A to Z. If you know nothing about trading, it'll bring you up to speed. Learn to trade stocks like a pro. Also have a couple courses on swing trading, make money with IPOs, a couple courses on options, a course on futures, a course on covered calls, etc. So there's a lot of material here in addition to that list of my favorite momentum stocks. If you'd like to get access, you can just click on the description notes, the link in the description notes below. It'll take you to this page and you can click on any of these boxes and see the list of lectures associated with each course. If you join Trader University Premium, you get access to all of these courses so you can jump around, find what trading strategies work best for your own personal style, and then use those to make money. If this is something that interests you, you can scroll all the way to the bottom here and click where it says Get It Now. That will take you to the checkout page, which is right here. I want to give you a special coupon because you've listened to the end of this video. Right down here where it says have a coupon code, you just click on that and type in YT99. YT99. Normally, access for 30 days is just $125. I want to give you this coupon. It'll take $26 off. You just click update and you'll get access to all 15 courses as well as the list of momentum stocks for just $99 for 30 days. There's no long-term contract or anything like that. So you can sign up, watch all the courses, cancel before 30 days is up, and you won't be charged again. If you want to remain a subscriber, you'll get access to that momentum stocks list as it's updated in real time. And you'll also get access to future courses that I have in the works. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.